إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. صلوات. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gave us life to experience this night. And this is one of the most important nights in which the Quran was revealed. And there are points of reflections over here. If we look into our ahadith about Laylatul Qadr, they insist that this surah, Surah Al-Qadr, deals a lot about imamah. And this is very, very important. That majority of the things that we believe in the school of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, they are available in Surah Al-Qadr. And the more you reflect, the more you get amazed at. Number one, Laylatul Qadr is important because the Quran was revealed in it. And the Quran is important is because Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam sent it down and gave it to us as a will. One of the two things that He gave us before He passed away. He said, I am leaving behind you the two weighty things. If you hold on to them, you will never go astray after me. And they will never separate from each other until the Day of Judgment. The Book of Allah and my Ahlul Bayt. This hadith is very, very important. Number one, because there is no one in the Islamic schools that refutes this hadith. So this hadith is 100% correct. Number two, the wordings of these hadith are repeated in many, many different sanats, many, many different chains of narrations. Meanwhile, we can actually be satisfied that these exact words uttered from the Prophet ﷺ. And third is the conclusions. You see, for example, us in Ahlul Bayt, we believe that the Quran is perfect, correct? We believe that Ahlul Bayt are ma'sumin. This is the key thing that we believe in. Second thing is that we believe that there is an Imam of our time and he is still alive today. Now any person can come to you and be like, where is this in Islam? Can you prove this to me? This hadith proves it. I'll tell you how. Number one, the Prophet says, I'm leaving behind two weighty things. The Book of Allah and my Ahlul Bayt. They will never separate from each other. So question, ask any Muslim. Can the Quran ever make a mistake? Yes or no? They say no. Is the Quran ma'soom? 100%. When Prophet Muhammad says that they will never separate from each other, the Ahlul Bayt in the Quran. If the Ahlul Bayt ever make a mistake, that means they separated from the Quran. So over here, we say, okay. So as long as the Quran is perfect, the Ahlul Bayt is perfect. As long as the Ahlul Bayt are perfect, the Quran is perfect. This is very, very important. Second thing, is the Quran present between our hands? Yes. Does it exist within us? Yes. If the Quran exists, a person from the Ahlul Bayt must exist. Otherwise, they've separated. This is very, very crucial. And third thing, whoever comes to you and says, it's enough for us, the Book of Allah. This is a new trend. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet says no. He says, I'm leaving behind you two things, not one. And then there's another school, because we have this other school right now within us. We don't need the Quran, we just need the Ahlul Bayt. That's it. Stick to the Ahlul Bayt and forget the Quran. You're not allowed to do that either. Both of those go together. Now I remember when I was 10, 15 years ago, I was watching YouTube and there was a little video clip of Shaykh al-Wahid al-Khurasani. And he started off his lecture like this. He said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. From Imam Ja'far Sadiq. Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr is Fatimah. I sat. Number one, that doesn't make sense to me. Idea doesn't make sense to me. I look back, I was like, okay, let me find it. And when it comes to hadith, I'm very critical. So anytime somebody gives me a hadith, okay, let me find out. I go back to the hadith, I see that there's conflict. Some of them say it's correct, some of them say it's not authentic. So I said, okay, let me sit down with this hadith and see what conclusions I can come up with. So the first thing we see is that the Quran, when it defines itself, it says, لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله. If we were to send down this Quran on a mountain, you will see it crumble from the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Very good. Now, this is who the Quran is. Now let me find out, who is Fatima? Let's do a comparison. There's two hadiths. The first one, the one that we all know, is Fatimatun bid'atun minni. Fatima is a part of me. Whoever hurts her hurts me, and whoever hurts me hurts Allah. That's the first one. Second one, Fatimatun qalbi alladhi bayna jambayhi. It's very correct hadith. Fatima is my heart that is between my two shoulders. Very good. Go back to the Quran. Where was this Quran revealed? The Quran says if we had sent this down on a mountain, you will see it crumble. The Quran says, نزل به الروح الأمين على قلبك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down this Quran on your heart. Define the heart, Father. It's something very, very, very crucial. That we forget who they are. Meanwhile, they're right in front of your face every time. Always. There's a hadith in Al-Kafi, very long hadith. And this is where it's very important. Person give Imam Jafar Sadiq. He said this Laylatul Qadr, is it a night that's passed? And is it history? It happened one night, the Quran was sent. Or is it every single year it comes in? Imam Jafar Sadiq got very angry. He said, Wayhak. If Laylatul Qadr was not every year, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lifted Laylatul Qadr, He would have lifted the Quran too. And over here, we see that the Imam, he said, when he wants to explain Imamah, he explains it through this surah only. Where he was talking to a person from a different school of thought. However, again, our Imams, what's very, very important that we have to gain this. The Imams, in their times, they were respected by everyone. Be it the people that liked them, people that hated them, people that had disagreements with them. They were respected. Why? Because they showed their knowledge, and they showed their knowledge from the Book of Allah. This is why the Imam used to always say, if I give you any fatwa, ask me where did you get this from the Book of Allah. Because everything is there. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. And we put everything into a clear book. They just figured out how to take everything out from it, and we decided to actually just leave it and forsake the Quran. So the Imam says, Laylatul Qadr is, when do you think Laylatul Qadr is? He said, is it every year or is it stops? He said, no, the Quran says Tanazzal, and Tanazzal is in the present tense, which means that every year there is a Layla which is called Laylatul Qadr. He said, okay. He said, the Quran, every time He sends down angels, He never sends them, let's say, on a tree, or sends them for mountains, or sends them for something, or even for the jinn. He always sends it on a human being. The angels go down on a human being. He says, if the angels come down every single year, who do they come down on? They're coming down. This is the angels are coming down. And they are saying salam. Hiya hatta matla' al-fajr. Okay, to who? To no one? This is very, very important. That this is a night in which we can rekindle our relationship with the Imam. And one of the most beautiful a'mal that we do is the one that we just did with the Quran. It is very, very beautiful. Why? Because number one, you are putting the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on top of your head. It makes you, basically, it's as if we are telling Rasulullah that you are leaving behind the two weighty things, the book of Allah and your Ahlul Bayt, and we testify that we are on this wasiyah. The book of Allah, we put it on top of our head. And the names that we mention are your Ahlul Bayt. This is it's so beautiful. The more you think about it, the more it's as if we are renewing our allegiance to Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. And in this night, I know some people have work tomorrow, I know. But this is a night in which you have to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for one thing. And this is the secret between, if you look at all of the du'as in Mafatih al-Janah, in the month of Ramadan, they mention one thing. It says, oh Allah, grant me the privilege to visit your house, to go to Hajj. There's a hadith that says, when in Ramadan, only ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for one thing. Because you are a guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you're a guest at a person's house, it's not appropriate for you to ask for a lot of things. Ask for one thing. Ask for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take you to Hajj. So they said, why? Why only Hajj? He said, because Ramadan is a month where you are a guest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when you go to Hajj, the day of Arafah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala vowed that He will never reject any person that asks Him anything. So you say this dua, say, oh Allah, take me to Hajj. Inshallah, on the day of Arafah, over there, ask for what you want. So this is very, very important. And the second thing is a hadith from Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. I'm going to conclude with this so I don't take more of your time. And this is a very, very beautiful hadith. He says, whoever could not repent from his sins in this month, then let him say salawat more often. Because saying salawat crushes the sins completely. With this I conclude my speech, and inshallah, please, I ask each and every one of you, do not forget me in your prayers. And if I've hurt anybody or I've insulted anybody, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I ask you people to forgive me. It was an absolute honor and pleasure to be here. And inshallah, this is not the last time I'll be here. And please, please do not forget me in your dua. And 5 times altogether. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Amma yujibul mustarra idha da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Amma yujibul mustarra idha da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Amma yujibul المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. 3 times salawat and surah al-Fatiha. Allah